inclining experiment.
Okay, you can move the first blade.
The stability test is a poor name for an inclining experiment in which known weights are moved around the vessel so the naval architect can determine the location of its center of gravity. With that information and a lines plan that shows the hull shape, the naval architect can perform a series of calculations to determine how to load the vessel safely. The naval architect will need to have a lines drawing that shows the shape of your boat. He will also need an arrangement drawing that shows the location and shape of the holds, tanks, and compartments within the boat. If you don't have these drawings, try to get copies from the designer or builder.
So you can take two measurements. You're going to take one for that one and one for that one.
Before the inclining experiment, the naval architect will want to come aboard and make sure the drawings of the vessel are accurate by taking measurements. He'll be checking door, hatch, and vent locations and looking at the size and location of freeing ports and drains. The naval architect will want to look at what is in each compartment and get a list of every item which is normally aboard but might be temporarily off the vessel. The test requires calm wind and water conditions. It is usually done early in the day before the wind comes up and while the mooring area is still calm. The measured weights and any deck protection you want to use should be aboard the night before the test. The morning of the test, the naval architect will walk through the vessel, sound all the tanks, and check to see if the bilges are dry. Next, he'll set up pendulums to record the heel of the vessel as the weights are moved. He'll measure the distance from the deck edge to the waterline at several points on each side of the vessel. The test itself involves making several weight moves and measuring the resulting heel angles. The weight of each person aboard will be recorded, and each person will be assigned a place to stand each time the pendulum readings are taken. Care must be taken that the vessel doesn't touch the pier and that the lines are slack after each weight move. The naval architect will record and plot the data to make sure the results are good. If the preparations have been carefully made, the actual test will proceed very quickly. The naval architect will take the data from the test and go through a series of calculations to determine safe ways to load your vessel. Most naval architects will use a computer to allow them to check a number of alternate ways of loading. For each loading condition, the naval architect will develop a writing arm curve and check the curve against the standards contained in NVIC 5-86.
What you get is a book that tells you how to maintain stability. If the naval architect has had to create drawings for your vessel, make sure you get them.
Boats change, weights get added, and gear changes with time. You should have a naval architect check your vessel against the loading manual every couple of years to make sure nothing major has changed. A stability and loading book is the best tool you have for learning about the limits of your vessel. It should be easy to understand.
Thank you. Yeah, good time fishing. I will. Bye-bye.